Oh. Lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and it's been a while since I've done a tech video, and since I've got a game coming up at the end of the month, I thought, why not get me gear ready, do a bit of routine maintenance, and I thought I'd start with my Phantom. So, this is my Phantom. I've obviously removed the T-stock that I normally have in my videos. I've done that because, well, that doesn't really need any maintenance done to it. But there's nothing really much more to say there, I don't think. So let's crack on. So I'm going to start off, remove the barrel. Right, now, with this barrel that's on, the barrel and the body and everything are more new, more up to date, and the pump handle that's on actually had to be filed down on the inside slightly. Had to have a little bit of sandpaper in there to rub it down and make it a little bit smoother, because it came off of a... Sorry, I'm just reaching for kitchen roll here. Because it came off of a Phantom unibody, which is what I originally built this all based off of. So a little bit of kitchen roll, just give that a quick wipe there. And I'm just going to take a look down the barrel. Don't know if you'll be able to... There we go. I'm filming this on my GoPro, so I have no idea what this is going to sound like afterwards, or even look like for that matter. But the barrel looks relatively okay, but I'm still going to give it a quick swab down through there. I'm sorry I'm having to do this off camera, but frankly, I don't think I've got the room, and I don't have enough space in the spare bedroom to be able to do it any other way. So, right, now I'll put that on one side, and hopefully that'll stay there. Right now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a quick nab down the pump handle. Yes, that does seem like that's clear. And onto the stick feed. Now, remove the end cap there. And again, I'll put that over to one side. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit awkward with doing this. I'm not really used to doing tech videos. So, as I said before, at least I think I said, I'll have to see how this turns out. Now, my stick feed doesn't seem to want to budge. It's been in there for... there we go. It's been in there for quite a while. It's been a long time since I've done any maintenance on this because, frankly, I don't get to play as much as I want to anymore. So my markers generally just sit in their storage bins and don't get used. Right now, you've probably seen my... I'm hoping that you've... if you're a regular viewer, you'll have seen my video from the last time I played, where I got a chop in here, and I had paint in my stick feed, paint in the breech, and the entire thing was totally clogged up. Now, so I'm going to swab that, as I did with the barrel, because it is about the same sort of diameter. I think it's slightly larger than the barrel, but swabbing down there does nicely. Right now, you can probably see, so again, I hope you can see, that the tip of there has actually been cut. When I bought this, it was a 15 round stick feed, and I hacked off a little bit because I thought 15 rounds was a little bit too much for my playstyle, and I want to reduce it down. Now I think it holds somewhere around about, I think it's 11 balls, but I wasn't too specific. I just removed a bit off because it was a bit too long. Right, next we are going to go on here, and it's the front grip screw. If that removes, that's a nice one there. Comes out. Now that one, as you can see there, doesn't come out all the way, and that is because my VSC kit blocks it, and I really do not want to try and take the VSC kit off again. I haven't done that in a few years, and I don't plan to unless I have problems with it, because the screws are tiny, they're awkward, and I don't want to strip them. Right, so anyway, that is undone, and from there I'm going to actually take my bucket changer off as well, just to make things a little bit easier for us. So that doesn't need cleaned out. No maintenance needs done there. But my 12 gram seal does look to be in relatively good condition there. I'm hoping that I've actually got enough light in this video, because if I haven't, I'll have to see what I can do after editing, or in editing anyway. But I just hope it works out alright, because there's not really much I can do about the lighting in here. Alright, now I'll just slide all of this, I've gone off camera, slide all that off in one go there. I'll just leave that stuff there as it is. Right, and starting with the pump handle, it's a bit of a clean down, nice and easy. Clean all that gump off there that's built up over years. Right, put that to one side with all the rest of the gubbins. And the body and breech. Oh, this is embarrassing. Right, clean all that off. Put the bolt there. Give that a bit more wipe. And can you see that? Can you see all the shite in there? I should really put a light back here so you can actually see down the barrel a bit better. But again, that's going to get swabbed out. If I can actually do this while looking through the camera. It's really awkward. This is really weird. Looking through my camera and trying to do all this as I'm doing it. It's a weird feeling. I'm kind of trying to focus on two things at once. Right, so that's that. That's down the breech cleared. But now we need to clean just on the end of the stick feed, which hopefully isn't too bad. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Right, do the bolt real quick. Most of this, because it's all old metal stuff, you can get away with a lot of this by just giving it a wipe down with some kitchen roll. And because I play stock class with it, nothing really gets all that much wear because I'm not shooting a lot of paint. Alright, now, I've got such an itchy nose, I'm going to have to pick it. Oh, that feels so much better. Right, now, I'm going to take the... I have no idea. I think it's I genuinely don't have any idea what that part in the centre is called right now. It's completely gone from my head. But for the sake of naming it, we'll call it the bolt lug. There we go. So, I need to find an Allen key. That's about the right sort of size for to take it out, because I do have a proper tool, but that is hidden away with the rest of my gear at the moment. And I think that's the right size. Now, am I winding it? Nope, winding it the wrong way. There we go. Slide that out, and you can see the gumph that is on there. That is nasty. Right. Get that a bit of a wipe down as well. And this comes into part, I don't know what I'm talking about. Part of this comes into play, or the reason why this is covering as much shite, at least in my opinion, is going to come into the video later on. I'm sorry I'm keep kicking the tripod here, but as I said, I'm not used to doing these sort of videos. Been a long time. I believe the last one was my my trilogy autococker breakdown. And rebuild. It was the rebuild. And that's looking a lot better there. I'm not going to go overboard with this here, because quite frankly I can't be bothered. But if I wanted to, I could polish all that up a lot better and get a lot more rubbish out of there. But I'm just going to use the excuse of that the rubbish will help it hold better together, hold together a lot better. You know, sometimes I really struggle having conversations and talking, especially when it's to myself. I mean, apparently it's a sign of madness to talk to yourself, and I do it a hell of a lot. Right, let's get in here cleaned out a little bit. As I said, kitchen roll is fantastic for cleaning a lot of these old sort of guns up. Just wipe all the rubbish off, and then put them back together. And that looks good to me. What do you think? Tell us in the comments that you just don't care. Right, so now I'm going to put this back in here. But to do that, I'm going to start with the Allen key, down through the centre of the bolt, into the lug, and then wind it back in. Now, have I ever told you about the time? Right, when I first got my Phantom, and I first had... Oh, that's cross-threaded. When I first got my Phantom and I first built it up, I built it up in a VSC setup, the exact same as it is now. But I'd never played with a Phantom before, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I'd never played with a marker that you had to adjust the bolt down through the breech before. So I didn't really know what I was doing. And it was Stargate 2007? No, not 2007, it might have been... Oh, no, it was Sword in the Rings, which I think may have been 2009? Something around then, it doesn't really matter. So I adjusted the bolt as much as I could to try and get it down to velocity. Oh no, that's a totally different story. I'm getting totally mixed up here. No, that was a Christmas bash at YPC, I believe, where I adjusted the bolt overly to try and get the correct velocity in snowy, cold weather, and actually slid the internal lug of the bolt out through the bottom of the bolt. Played all day like that, and then when I dismantled it to clean it, I'd completely just smashed up the threads on the inside because they weren't even connected. But that was a lesson learned. The first time I ever took it out, though, as I was trying to get at the right story, was the first time I ever took it out was just either a Sword in the Rings or it was Stargate, and running across the field, I'd been playing with it all day. I hadn't checked the front grip screw, and I lost an entire front section of the gun, and lost, I believe it was the sear. The hammer and sear. This bit. Yep, it just went flying across the game zone and never to be seen again. So somewhere in Wakefield, at Power Play, I think it's Power Play Wakefield, there is a Phantom sear and hammer setup just lying in the game zone. Maybe someone will find it one day. Probably not. It's probably well and truly gone under, loads and loads of foliage now and all sorts. But what will be, will be. Right. And now, generally, I wouldn't go any further than this. You see, I never need to take that back grip screw out. I never need to remove the VSC kit. So, generally, I just wouldn't bother. But, because there's a little bit more rubbish around, and because I've seen this inside of the bolt there, that didn't look good. I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm actually going to have a go at... I don't think I'm going to be able to. I was planning taking this, taking the cup seal out and the power tube and everything, but looking at it, without pliers, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I can try these. This may be a bit of a failure. I may just end up giving up on this. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Don't like that. Can I get in there? This shouldn't be done like this. Really shouldn't be done like this. I'll end up scratching something and I'll regret it, and... Oh, nope, that didn't work. Nope, it's not working. What can I do? Well, I could take that rear grip screw out, and... let's see. I'll have to... But then, I don't know how much play I'm going to have before the VSC kit, before the VSC adapter bit will want to come off, and this could be so much trouble. Right. Again, over there. And it looks like I might just be able to get my adjustable in. If it'll actually adjust that far. I can't do this one-handed. I need some better tools. Oh, I was adjusting it the wrong way, that's why. No, I'll be very surprised if anybody's still listening to us by this point, or are more than likely being muted. Which then poses the question of, why the hell am I still talking? Why am I even bothering? Chances are nobody's even going to watch this video. Or maybe a couple of people might, out of sympathy, and I'll get some sweet ad revenue. I'll get some, adoration and followers and all that sort of good stuff. I have millions of adoring fans that care about my every move, and want to supply us with their thousands and thousands in Patreon money and all that sort of stuff. That looks surprisingly clean. I'm very, very surprised at how clean that is. So, I'll give it a bit of a wipe anyway. I'm not dismantling it any more than that. Hell no, am I? It's working as it is, so I shouldn't have probably even taken it in bits as I have, but... Can you see in there? Nope, you can't, because it's a dark hole. It's a little black hole into the insides of my marker. As I said, I would be very, very surprised if anybody is still actually even listening to my video by now. So that goes back in there. And I'm not going to tighten it right down, because then there's more likelihood of it flying to bits in the middle of a game zone and me losing Sierra's important internals. Things that actually make my marker work. Anyway. Yeah, so, right, that should be about good enough there, I think. There's going to be like loads of if anybody is actually still listening to us by this point, there's going to be like old school paintballers who are going to be screaming at us about the way I treat my marker, but it's my marker, not yours. Right, there we go. That Allen key just slipped there, and I think I may have just rounded the end off it a bit. Winning! Right, so next thing, bolt and sear all together. Let's see if I can compress this. Oh yeah, and that's a nice little easy one there. Right, now that goes into the body. Oh, I cannot believe I've lined that up almost perfect first time. That is, I wasn't even paying attention to what I did. That's just amazing. That's fantastic. Right, now we'll go for barrel into the body. Oh, sorry, into the pump handle. Oh, Christ, I always get my parts mixed up. Thread that in. Lock that in place there. See, this is why I love like old school markers, because they're so simplistic. You can't go wrong with them all that much. And if you do, it's because, yeah, you've got problems yourself. Right. Now, I bet I've just made a mistake here, and I'm going to look right like a right tit after what I've just said. Oh, old school markers, like old school pumps are right simplistic. Makes a mistake. What a dick. Right, now before I tighten all that up, properly, I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll go. Hey, see, now that's something with a lot of old pumps that a lot of people, when they pick them up, don't realise, is you cannot dry fire these. It doesn't matter how much I pump that, the sear will not lock in place. So as a result, no click. But because I had the sear and bolt assembly all locked together when I first put it together, you were able to get that click. Right, so there we go. That's all down. Give that a quick... Oh, yes, I've totally rounded the end of that off. Oh, man. There we go. Right. Now, you see, I'm going to have to make some ad revenue. You know, I think I should be able to get... In 17 minutes, so far, I should be able to, like, add in maybe about... I reckon I can cheekily add in maybe 3 adverts in the space of this video. Sweet, sweet ad revenue. And buy a new set of Allen keys. Woohoo! Right, bucket changer. Stick feed. Now, I like to have my stick feed facing up, so if I tip my marker back, I can see, I don't know if you can even see that in there. So I can see down through the slots, see how many balls I've actually got left in there. And last but not least, the cap on there on the end. And oh bugger, I'm hitting the camera, and you can't even see it, but my little flaps are still in good condition. So anyway, you've just watched me strip and reassemble my Phantom, and the last thing I should really mention, that you're probably wondering, why didn't I lubricate it? Why didn't I put any grease or oil or anything on the O-rings? Because I don't. Because, generally, a lot of CO2 canisters actually have oil in, well, they have oil in them. So, the little sparklets have oil in them. Maybe it's not large CO2 canisters, I don't know about them. But as a result, when you play, the marker lubricates itself to an extent, and you don't really need to. Once you've fired a couple of shots through, it's blown a little bit of oil through, and it's happy enough. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed looking at my Phantom being worked on. And thank you very much for watching. I shall see you later. Hi guys, if you like the video, please feel free to do whatever the hell you want to, because you're going to anyway. But if you did enjoy the video and you want to watch another one, you can watch a link here. That'll take you to the previous video. And I'll put something here as well. That'll take you somewhere and do something. Maybe. I might not. I might. Thanks.